I think we got a lot of things wrong very early on, which I think is always the case when you're starting to do something new. And obviously that meant that there was quite a lot of redesign that needed to go on around how we did things. A lot of that was around governance, getting the clinical governance right. That's hard to do, again, because you're operating in an area that's not really had a lot of oversight in the past, so there's not a lot of guidelines to go and look at, so you have to write them yourself, and obviously that when you've got nothing to kind of reference, that makes it quite difficult. The data protection side of things is, again, you need some expertise that can understand, the implications of that around the Data Protection Act 2018. The tech itself, that was a real headache getting that right. You need to think about having your own kind of dedicated team when it comes to tech, because you're so reliant on it when you're running a system like this, that if it goes wrong, then obviously your whole eHub can come crashing down very quickly. So I would say that's probably one of the hardest things that we had to come up against. You've got to plan a lot for problems, so I had to fall over quite a lot and get myself back up again with the rest of the team and make a plan for if this happened again. One of the advantages of obviously going with a transformation team with eConsult is actually you're not going to make those mistakes because we've made them already. The other thing to consider is picking the right model for your eHub. So I've set up a couple of eHubs, or helped consult on the setup of eHubs, and what I found is I turn it with my model and very quickly realised that actually my model doesn't apply to everybody, and so there are so many different variables that you need to consider. You need to do that planning first about what's right for you, what's right for your group of practices, about what's going to work in your local area and with your local population. Another thing that's really important when setting up an eHub is having really strong leadership and protected time and headspace to actually think about how you're going to deliver the project, having a real strong vision and a team that are able to project that vision to everybody involved. Because if you don't get the buy-in early on, you're going to struggle to actually deliver an eHub. Once people get the message as to why you're doing it and how you're going to do it, and you've involved those kind of stakeholders in the original sort of overarching sort of model, you'll find that you're much more likely to be successful in getting an eHub off the ground. So eConsult has got a team that essentially has got years of experience of learning and all the resources that are required to set up an eHub.